Welcome to Nevermind the Furthermore. Wait a minute, this music isn't right, the scene isn't right. Hang on. That's more like it. And now it's time for the show for all creatives. Nevermind the Furthermore. Your source for conversation, inspiration, and fun. With your host, Nicholas Anthony Tockert. He's an artist, a writer, a swordsman, and a game designer. He knows how to use the sword and axe in historical battles without anybody getting hurt too much. He's also the Manatee Man, master of marketing. And he may even have a guest or two. One thing, though, to be certain. Just don't call him a cryptid. With that, it's about time for the show. So sit back, enjoy, and have some coffee and chat with us.
Law and Order, Special Monkeys Unit. Dun dun. Good morning, Nevermorians! I'm your host with the most, Mr. Nicholas Anthony Tockert, coming at you over the airwaves on WNTF. Nevermind the Furthermore. Nevermind the Furthermore is brought to you with the love and support of our good friends over at the Independent Creator Directory. Your one-stop shop for the best and the brightest authors, artists, and musicians. We're also made possible by sales of... Is that not where it's supposed to be? The backup one is, though. The Simple Sword, the Fighting Axe, and the Simple Spear. All part of our ongoing series of Western martial arts manuals designed to help you go from having never handled the sword to teaching the art to others. We are also made possible by... Hainson Hellfire, a dark secret, has claimed 2 lives and is hunting an innocent child. The edge of the Appalachian Mountains. Only his aunt, a plucky reporter, her cameraman, and a very odd cat stand against the forces of darkness, my friends. It has been a couple days now since we woke up to blood on our doorstep and fur cast everywhere as the coyotes and or corn sharks have, saw fit to engage in predation on my property. Now, my dear Trelana is standing the line in New Chicago to prevent the threat of actual simian monkeys from running amok. But will she be enough, and have they come this far south? We don't know, but friends, we will find out. It's been an interesting one. It is Friday, and I'm here for it. This week has weeked very much in very strange ways. But yesterday, beautifully yesterday, was 80 degrees, still wind, and beautiful. The perfect time to go out and do yard work or whatever. And though Bread wasn't successful, I want to applaud his recent actions in what he was attempting, apparently, because the show was quite pleasant. Anyway, I'm getting, Trey is channeling Rhea Ripley in, the glare, and I might catch a folding chair for it. But you know what? Sometimes you have to live dangerously. Anyway, so I was, of course, inside in front of my computer, like any good professional nerd, doing artwork cranking out stuff for the game, which I then got to go out and engage in. Had a blast. I love running the games for the teams. I love the fact that uh, there may be room/requests for assorted demos of a swordly based nature. I have to hound some people I know to possibly put on a good show. If only I knew people. But we had a good time. I found a book I have been looking for quite some time. So I have yet another of my in progress projects to be published. Uh, my guide on how to create game worlds and possibly, how to run games in simple, easy steps, done on dot paper because I love me some good dot paper. So my plan on this is I am seriously considering inking where I've written in pencil and then scanning the entire thing and trying to organize it with like Clip Studio into a page document and then just submitting it that way. I don't know if Amazon would let me get away with such shenanigans, but I am seriously tempted. Um, Beyond that, a little bit of writing, a little bit of fun, a little bit of work, a little getting something done. We cracked 100 for the first time of the year, and I thought that was facetious and insane because no one else is that hot. So I asked next door, and I asked my good buddy Lester with no prompting, "What's your thermometer say, bud?" 100 degrees. That's what I thought. Okay. Something about having the full open westward approach just laser beams us with heat. So we may have to put ACs on in, which on one level sucks, but on another level is one step closer to my butt getting into a swimming beach and doing some snorkeling, which would make me a very, very happy manatee man. But before I could do that, the manatee man has some more marketing to do. So we need to make sure that we're putting out products and selling them and trying to improve our metrics, our behind the scenes numbers. Um, Now, I have a little app that lets me see what number in what different programs are on Amazon, so I quite like that. I actually have to renew that app. I use the free version, but Chrome's gone through some updates, and I'm always hesitant to poke anything like an update. Still, I'm excited for some of the progress I'm seeing, and I'm always excited when I see paperbacks go out. Hard copies going out at a time where books are getting looked at funny. Well, it delights my body and soul. So, our plans for today's program are very, very simple. I'm going to blather on for about 6 more minutes or so. I'm going to run an ad, probably not the NDCD ad. Not that I'm not doing NDCD stuff. It's just that Joe isn't taking new people while he does the next great transfer moving of the site because there are shenanigans involved there. So I will be dealing with that. Today, I don't technically have a lot in the planned bank. I don't think I even have medical stuff, which is the first Friday in a very long time that I don't have medical stuff that I know of. So that's a good thing. I'm sorely tempted to say I'm going to go and take a nap immediately following this because there's that feeling of the storms rolling in and the weather's going to cool off a little bit, and that naturally means the insane desire to just go. And so, you know, I want you to picture what my life is like when I'm not broadcasting. I want you to hear in your mind the wonder of the corn just swooshing softly. I want to just close your eyes and see if you listen really hard and see if you can't hear the sound of the great egg beaters in the sky just chopping it up. They, they're repetitive and smooth, energy generating rhythm. Now, as I have to wander around collecting the birds that have fallen and roasting them for my own, dinner, and as I hold off the mutagenic growths that come from the sound of windmills, which is all an absolute lie, and please come out, join us. You're welcome. Come along. You belong. Feel the fizz of cuckoo cola. Occasionally in the distance, a cargo train may wander by. Its long beat echoing, blaring and making your ears bleed. And the coyotes howl from the far distance of your front porch. Friends, welcome to Earth. And if I'm going to steal the shtick, and now, the weather. Well, I found out that Talon mags will fit in X-Shot blasters, but X-Shot blaster mags will not fit in just Talon mag ports, which saddens me because this is very nice. No, friends, I know you're expecting a standard show with your standard host doing standard things, but I really don't care about your expectations. I'm here for my own amusement today and spreading the love and joy of whatever mood I'm in. So we're going to have some shenanigans. I think we are due for them. And it's Earl Park where there are no dogs allowed at the dog park, no lake allowed at Rock Lake. And rest assured, all poultry is banned on the outside. But they never said anything about the inside. Let's get into our comments. First through the door today, woo! Oh, we got some comment dump action. Is Foxy at 9:29? Good morning, Foxy. And morning says Trey. Good morning, Trey. I do need to apologize for concerning Trey just a little bit. When I let slip that I only had a couple of hours of drills and exercises when it was so beastly hot. It's that long in primarily because I have to take rest breaks like a sane person. And if I have an anime running while I am doing this, it's a little easier. But I am actually behaving in a sane-ish and controlled manner to the people who are worried about my health. I am not overdoing it, largely because I physically cannot overdo it, because if I try, things stop working until, I think about my life and think about my choices. So, with that, Carl Witzman is greeting the ladies. Hey, Carl, how you doing? And we have greetings back and forth. Hey, Foxy, and good morning, Thesis. Thesis has a show this Saturday about Qigong. Should be amusing. His shows usually are. and quite the chat. A number of guests on Last Man Standing last night. I keep missing Last Man Standing because I keep doing exercises, and I can't do exercises during a show where I'm tempted to comment because it's hard to do sit-up type things and type, and child pose is completely out of it. Along that news and on theme with our stuff, has anyone else who may have wished to contact me but forgotten to noticed damage to timeline causality? Without naming names, I woke up to several people having messaged me simultaneously and completely disconnected, expressing concerns about the timelines. Like personal Mandela effects. Fun things like disappearing scars, remember car crashes. If you or anyone else are having issues with your current causality, please reach out and I will tell you that it's not my fault and it's not your fault. And to please take it up with the high strangeness who may indeed be strangely high. However, moving on, told you I'm in a mood, y'all. And thesis, greetings for him. And my fault that it's raining. Carl, what did you do? Did you wash your car? I bought house paint and was going to paint the porch this morning. I had plans, sir. The thesis says it was nice seeing such a full house. You are welcome. And if you want to know what thesis is talking about, well, let's see. I believe I have at least an adjacent ad. You know what? I'm feeling summary.
Welcome, friends. I'm Lloyd Thesis, and this is my TS. Come join me every Saturday at 5:30 p.m. Mountain Time as we discuss Chinese culture, history, philosophy, and, of course, martial arts. You can find me at youtube.com/BLADETH3SIS. Pull up a chair, grab a cup of tea, or the drink of your choice, and join the discussion.
I'm sorry. I'm in a mood. And I know that a lot of Chinese maneuvers have very interesting names. And as he finished that with that really nice downward thrust of the spear, because of the slight camera angle, it looked like the world's most aggressive form of I'm a little teapot. And now that my brain has given me that thought on one of these days where I'm not really fully where I should be, I can't not see that, which means I have to share that with you. Although it's great form, and Thesis is doing really well. I'm very proud of his growth as a broadcaster and as somebody who is just pickaxing his way forward. I love seeing people who put in the hours and they grow. It makes me happy. I mean, my brain's still going to scream, I'm a little teapot every time I see that now. Out of anyone, which is terrible, because I quite like such performances. But it fits that he has a tea house. So I don't know how I would have made that assumption. It was nice seeing full house. Yes, Thesis. I hope we didn't keep you from talking. And even the chat was lively with Foxy and Kitty. No, you didn't keep me from talking. I know I can interject at any time. Good. Chuckles. Watching that tea ceremony, Indigo was all over that. Made it more homey. And he wanted to try it all so badly, so leap up. Kind of like when cats interrupt Trey's work. And hey, Donna. Hey, everyone else. Shows more than just the professional side. I noticed he was doing even more pestering last night. Well, he loves you very much. There's my sweetie, says Carl, and hey, Donna, and Foxy. I'm surprised our cats don't disrupt our appearance more. Calvin is right in here right now yowling. If you translate it, the direct translation of what the cat is yowling is, despite all my rage, I'm still just a cat in a cage. And I think it's after all the quests you had trying to track BB down. Hey, Donna, we got greetings, and we have greetings and accountability, not painting. I guess I'll work on some writing later, or that ad for Woodstock Dreams. Yes to both, proceeding, and getting ready to conjure Dawn. Almonds are being tossed. She hasn't captured any Muncie yet, so she might still be snoozing. I know she's been rather busy and is prone to overdo it, so if she is resting, that is acceptable. Drops in a rather annoyed looking orange cat. Well, that'll bring out Dawn. And there she is. Good morning, Dawn. And reminding everyone that Dawn, of course, is the mind behind her fashionable felines, Buddy and Georgette, as I move that back down where it's supposed to be. And I'll leave that up. There we go. Now it comes down. Goodbye. She's also the host of Indie CD 411, which we should be coming due for one pretty soon. Let's see. There we are. And Dawn's laughing and yay and greetings, and it worked indeed. Good morning. And let's see. Speaking of Dawn, I was out at 5 a.m. to see. Oh, that was today. Oh, that was 5 a.m. this morning. Crud. I missed that. To see the moon, Saturn, Venus make a smiley face. I could have used a celestial smiley face. Hey, Dawn. Hope everyone enjoys the Indigo show last night. He was all over me for some reason. And they call it puppy love. Wow. There's a deep cut from the doo-wop era. I used to listen to that, from the music from the 50s, 60s, 70s, and today. Yeah. They deserve the spotlight as well. And don't forget to like and share, folks. I know you're subscribed. And hey, how you doing, Donnie? You having a good one? I hope so. Let's Brad push the like button. Brad was pushing everything. He was having fun this morning. I think he was worried because you were talking about so many monkeys. You were upset and an animal was involved. Hello, Josh Kemp. Good morning. As the weather gets interesting, I hope you're having a good one. And Carl says, after all the time she's been back indoors, little BB is coming up to us for pets, not like the boys who demand love. Isn't it neat when they do that, though? When they finally... Boots is on that same arc of occasionally gracing us with presents, and it's very nice. Not presents, although finding a whole bunch of Nerf balls in my shoe could be Boots, it could be Xander. Although his favorite prank is to place all his stuffed animals inside the bathroom on the other side of the closed door so that when I open it, there's a parliament of plushies just staring at me first thing in the morning. Hoot Hoot the Owl is notorious for being moved throughout the night as he decides to prank me and I wait till he goes to sleep and I move Hoot Hoot somewhere to prank him. And then we both end up staying up till like way too late while we're pretending to sleep to wait to see if the other's going to catch it. Hello, Botrex. And hey, Josh. And the bird is flipped between Dawn and Josh. And that's the thing for your show tomorrow. And did anybody catch the Nick Nose Nerf last night? I hope it aired properly. It was good. It was a good one. I had fun with that one. And yes, you do. Trips over the like, pressing it with my little toe. Okie dokie. And Dawn has a very demanding little girl. girl this morning. I had to think about who I was talking to for a moment. Brett is sitting gargoyle style on the back of my chair. It was adorable. And then he was like, but Brett is the baby. And there were cuddles. And Hobo was just looking imperiously from his perch like, foolish mortal cat. Are you sure you're not horned? Aw, Trey was discussed on Last Man Standing tonight. Oh my. Last night, not tonight. Time and space, they mean nothing for me. Calvin is watching strip tie himself in a space string, which you only get from pigs in space.
Which is worse, parental interference in your job or a person with a weapon when they shouldn't have one? Working security can be boring, but some conventions are a blast. Find this and all of Donna Carlene's books at lulu.com or look for her on indiecd.org.
Yep. And space string from Weather Balloon, yes. And Trey reminds me, Brett tried to give Nick and Joe a pleasant good morning at quite. While it would be rude of me to ever think of encouraging such behavior, it would be ruder not to acknowledge the pleasantness of such behavior. One must remember the rules. I am able to string a sentence together, therefore you know Brett failed. I'm terrible. I swear. I don't know why Trey puts up with me. This weekend is gonna be nuts. So today, pre-rest. Independent bookstore day is gonna be fun tomorrow. Sunday, fundraiser for Sam's Animal Shelter. Die Laughing Dinner Theater. Jeez. Oh my. And so the four-legged babies have been united to make our morning entertained. Yes. Just yes. Y'all, if I am allowed to access what I saw, almost, my brain will not function. So please don't tell me what I saw. Anyway, was Brett trying to cause a wardrobe malfunction, Trey? Almost sounds like fun. Oh, sounds like fun. Don't overdo it too much. I'm sorry, just for a second, I thought Foxy was referring to Carl's comment, not Dawn's comment. So there was a slight hitch in my response there, where it's like, I don't express what an angel you really are. He tried to make my V-neck a deep V. He was trying to take the plunge, and I'm sorry. I'm gonna end up green rooming myself. So exposure. No, artists die of exposure all the time. Pay your artists. Dang it. Dawn, please don't overdo it. Inigo tries to show me off. Pets like to do that, I think. Yes, they do. Stuart has a habit of running up behind me, grabbing the back of my pants and trying to pull up to come see me, or grabbing the front of my pants and trying to pull up and come see me. And, there is an epic battle of gravity and reflexes to prevent damaging someone's eyes. Sounds like it'll be a good time. I'm terrible. I'm sorry. Sounds like there will at least be opportunity to sit down and take it easy. Oh God. What is this? Airplane 3? Wow. I can't even. That's a nice shade y'all got me. That's nice. Nothing like getting a good blush on camera. That's spanky. Rusted between. Now my brain won't stop. Oh god. I'm just gonna run an ad. I need a moment here. I'm sure there will be people with paracord at the ready for the dawning of the age of Aquarius. Age of Aquarius. Anyway, wow. I have to do that as well. Other than therapy, I am taking it easy today. Save up energy for tonight, I hope. John says, I will be careful. They gave me the job of working the merch table and selling raffle tickets for the actual event. Well, see, that's wonderful. Sounds good, Dawn. Is this the ASMR episode? The windmill sound. So hypnotizing. And the thing is, I originally downloaded that thinking it would give me a single swoosh so that when I went, and the idea just went swoosh right over their head. I could have this nice sound. I was wondering if my phone was malfunctioning. Not this time. That sounded a bit like hypnotic induction to me. I have not intentionally hypnotized anyone, although I would, possibly, if I had the books. Nick, that's psychology of the dark psychology. Oh, God. Okay, I have to explain this to those of you who don't know. Back in the day, on campus, there was a time where the pickup artists were rather virulent in their ad campaigns. And so we would get bombarded with ads on YouTube or wherever we were about, are you having trouble sealing the deal with the women in your life? Using my secrets of dark psychology, we'll make sure that you score every touchdown. And there were these, they were terrible ads. They should not have existed in a year starting with 2, you know? They sound, oh, God. It was the mouth breathing. 60% of the time, it works 100% of the time. It was just that energy. And since then, dark psychology has been a buzzword to cause twittering between me and Trey. And I mean that in the little laughing like schoolgirls or malignant other people. Dark side. I got the private chat. Of course, it was the phrase dark psychology. Now I have this urge to get Carl Witzman to wear an all-black suit and do a segment called Dark Psychology. And then just give some rather, normal bit of psychological advice. This has been Dark Psychology. And then it goes black. Every once in a while, my show veers the way to a vaudevillian Smothers Brothers inspired mess. You know? That's what happens when you grow up with Mr. Rogers and Benny Hill at the exact same time. It warps a child. Now, where are we? Ha ha ha. Although hypnotic induction, maybe I can make the world a better place. Nick, you say, have a Snickers. You don't sound like yourself. Darn it. Then home to chill. Setup starts at 1. Tomorrow I promise to behave. Emmy will crack the whip on me. I don't know who an Emmy is, other than apparently she's an excellent friend and good for Emmy. But it does make me wonder what Sarah is doing right now for reasons I care not to expound. And haha, I get that, Nick. Watching the live shows while doing activities is near impossible. It really is. I remember, yes, that's one of mine actually. I was born in the 80s, but I swear I remember Mount St. Helens blowing. And I know I don't. But maybe they just showed a bunch of news about it, a year after or something, because that was not far from where I actually grew up terribly. And my parents were rather close to it. Yep, I didn't tell her about the heart monitor while she was on vacation. I told her yesterday. Thesis's little teapot. Look, I'm not trying to be disrespectful. I'm really not. It's just my brain does that. It's really bad when my brain does that in the middle of an actual, tournament bout. And now I'm laughing as I'm sword fighting somebody and they're really offended. Now I'm pretty sure she's going to make me behave even more on Sunday. Good. I think I did pretty well for someone who only knows one spear form and really hasn't practiced it in a few years. I think you did, and I think you should do it more often. The solution for having the caveat of I really haven't practiced it in a few years is to pick up your spear or a spear-like object, an SSO, sub 2. That's a spear simulating object. Because honestly, practicing with spear and staff is a good idea in this day and age. The aforementioned tea ceremony, for those who haven't seen it yet, indeed. My babies! Ooh, Xander, I love that kid. Morning, Xander. He's actually sleeping in today. Morning. Monkeys! Monkey. 5 little monkeys jumping on the bed. One fell off and bumped his head. Mama called the doctor. Doctor said, no more monkeys jumping on the bed. Brown is a shade of orange, so technically... Anyway, Nick is stuck in green room mode. I would love to say I wasn't, but as I did, I looked down and Joe had a particularly prodigious yawn. And I was, I found myself thinking, oh, that's good. It's important to stretch. I knew that was coming. I knew he was going to do that. But my teens, I ran the game for my teens. And there are 3 teens that we quietly ship. I love them dearly. But the HMS John Locke has definitely left port for these kids. They're great kids. But bless their hearts, they are learning the finer art of comical flirtation. And watching them try and then look at me waiting to see if I'm going to be shocked delights me. It's like, oh, child, don't cite the deep magics at me. I was there when they were laid. This time. And, no. Ha, Dawn, I am innocent. Yes, this time. For now, until tonight. And Trace... Oh, God. The dark psychology ads were absolutely hilarious. The peacocking guys were the ones who are into it. Oh my gosh. Oh. It looked like a worse version of Night at the Roxbury. about halfway through, like, oh god, we were there when the dude bros embraced the path of many callers, and thus was born the cleric of Broshen, dude bro, the cleric of Brosidon, god of the Broshen, he of the many callers. Oh god, and hello, Midnight Maharaja. I think I have seen you referenced on other programs. Always good to see newer folks around here. Selling bad pickup lines to sad boys. I wish it were just that. It was even worse. It was like sad attempts at applied psychopathy. But, for charismatic mind control, one must first be charismatic. Although it's not that hard. All I had to do is describe this character looks like Henry Cavill as The Witcher, except if he was still as pretty as he is dirty, all cleaned up. And I lost 2 of my players to falling down in swoons. I do hope to do a psychology program on YouTube in the future. I would love to see that. See, all jests mostly aside, I would love to see that. There's some very good psychology programs on YouTube. There are also some very strange ones of late. I follow a channel called Psych to the number Go, the word. And it's a very interesting animated breakdown of psychological issues, and it's very supportive in the cozy style. But of late, they've been dealing with very mature content, and it's a little odd by how much they've been dealing with said mature content. So I don't know. That'd be very interesting, Carl. And I'm sure none of the deviants from the green room will show up in the patient files on that future YouTube program. No, look. Carl is saving those for when he publishes his actual nonfiction book on the subject and decides he wants to be rich. Because he can only pull the pin on that particular force emission device once. Look at me working around YouTube. Anyway, and thanks, Foxy. It will be with my own special insights. Now I'm just seeing him dressed as the world's most interesting man, but doing psychology. We shall see, thesis. Oh, that's not a no. Human brains are wonderfully complex and yet stupidly simple at the same time. It's almost like we're monkeys. And Foxy says, no spears in the house. To which I reply, you're not the boss of me now. You're not the boss of me now. You're not the boss of me now. And I'm not so big anymore. As in, there are many spears in my home. Which is why I haven't practiced in a while. Then go outside with a broomstick, you magnificent madman. Is this in response to the arrow hole in the sofa? And the scars in the ceiling? Shush, Carl, she'd almost forgotten about that. Oops, see? Sings tears on my pillow, scars on the ceiling hole in the couch, caused by you. Oh, wow. At least your ceiling fan is okay. Hey, mine is too. It just knows not to step up, doesn't it? One's a bit wonky from being hit with a Quan Dao. Lamau, I'm sorry, but that's funny. Psych2Go is good. Other people worry about kits or pets causing damage. My parents downstairs, they have the suspended ceiling tiles, and they are covered in little blue streaks from pool cues that have been a little too high when moved around, and other things. It happens. Pathology of the green room. Ma'am, you're not getting your husband deposit back. Yes, it was to be drunk psychology, but more like honest psychology. I don't think drunk psychology is necessary. I think the world could use, heaven help me, a little bit of sober Carl reasonable advice. Tongue in cheek may need to happen, but I think it would be better with all your faculties. That's all right. I'll keep him. If you damage him, you can't get the deposit back. That's how it works. Please do not say that again around Amanda. And I say this because it means upon hearing that, she will clearly and consistently turn around and then bite me. Because that's just how my wife's mind works. I'm like, I walk with a limp, woman. I have been damaged. There is no deposit return. The warranty has been voided. Hey, Midnight. Hi, Midnight. Low ceilings and long weapons aren't the best combination. You are absolutely correct, sir. But that is an amazing fortune cookie. I mean, that would be an earth-shatteringly good fortune cookie. And I'm not being facetious or snarky. I genuinely think that would be the kind that gets framed. And apparently, Midnight Mashihara, you've leveled up to level 1. I'm not quite sure what that means because Twitch is not my native domain, but I appreciate it. Hey, Midnight, but biting is fun. Hello, Midnight. And it has its place. There's no receipt. There's no return. Either hides the certificate. Mandy's like, I will burn it. I'm like, no, you may need that someday. Okay. See, I'm not the only one who gets randomly bitten. Hey, Midnight. Hey, all. And we are going to run an ad. Today's been a little dysfunctional. I hope you all are having fun. But let's keep the fun and dysfunctional for a moment. Everybody sing along!
It's time to scan, that is the plan, with Carl and Dawn to catch a fawn or unicorn. We're so forlorn, we got a cap, so here's our rep. Munsey, we want to Munsey, because we want some points and funny badges with our modern cell phone gadgets. Munsey, we've got to Munsey. Download that app and help us cap, and you can play it too. Munsey is good exercise, good for your heart and for your thighs. Dawn is such a lovely lass. Come on, Dawn, get off your chair. Munsey, we want to Munsey, because we want some points and funny badges with our modern cell phone gadgets. Munsey, we got to Munsey. Download that app and help us cap, and you can play it too.
It too? I didn't do that. Okay. And more greetings for Midnight. Biting is fun. Hides a receipt. Not the only one. Nom, nom, nom. I made a fortune cookie? Monk is rubbing off on me. Depending on which monk it is. Anyway, just today, dysfunction is our mantra. Disrespect your surroundings. Anyway, now I am just seeing the lyrics for different thrash metal songs done as this is the calming, soothing music where you hear the waves and the little wind chime gong going. Thank you to Dan Hollifield and Master Boot Record for allowing us to use their music during the streams. And the swoosh sound was provided through Yahoo Studios, so they can't get mad at me about that. Nice try, though. Chair. And suddenly, Don caps some Munsies. I want you to know, every time I hear the phrase Don capped something, I see our friendly neighborhood Dawn smiling and happy, and I like orange cats, and just reaching out, pulling out a Glock Freedom dispenser and just ghetto blasting some You know, the Munsies, because she put a cap in there. It's the American way. Anyway, standing and waiting for food at Wendy's last night, and a certain canid was pouting because she hadn't bitten me in a while. Hush you. Anyway, I woke up, Carl. To be honest, I'd probably still be sleeping when The Conjuring started. Oh, Monk was his nickname for me. Okay. Because my brain went a couple places with that. One of them being that fellow from, what is it, USA? The defective detective, just like lysoling down this poor fellow. And a few others I won't discuss, but yes, that makes much more sense. A bot rig should now be disabled on my Twitch channel. Okay, appreciate it, but I'm okay. Not the green room thesis. Thank you. I didn't say which canid. You just outed yourself there. Wednesday art project begetting Munsey's. Oh. God, that's hitting white and nerdy so hard. I can just hear Weird Al. Who knows what evil lurks in the hearts and minds of men? The Carl knows. Already has an art prompt. He wrote it down somewhere. That doesn't mean I can't have more. More. Let's see. And while we're talking about things that contain great prompts.
Hello, I'm Dan Hallfield. I'm the senior editor and publisher of Abelian Webzine, the world's oldest free creative writing e-zine since 1997. Since then, we have helped over 500 amateur writers learn what they needed to turn pro. www.aphelion-webzine.com and read not only what we've got going on right now, but 28 years worth of our archives of stories. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Dan. And doesn't he have a voice that could just melt buck? You know, just absolutely melt butter. He already has an art prompt. I take them. I'd pay $10 for that. And Nick made an art sale commission. Hey, to borrow the mantra of Richie, $10 is $10. So it looks like I'll be doing a picture for Dawn. I caught myself before I made that particular verbal faux pas. That reminds me, I read your stories on Aphelion. Really good work. Thesis is doing very well. As I believe, is Foxy got something on Aphelion in the works? And hashtag always promote. Arrangements can be made, Dawn. So, although if I'm doing that, I will probably not use it as a thumbnail. Thanks, Midnight. I will say you may notice a slight hitch when I go to bring up Midnight as a concept, because I've had two people named, Midnight adjacent in my life. One of them was a rooster I raised who puberty hit hard. And the other was my buddy who, due to certain weirdness in my life, we'll say he was referred to as Papa Midnight for reasons. And yes, Foxy has one in there, and no one is hounding her to finish the story. You think? Yet, Oh, Foxy, am I to understand that a fox is not being hounded now? Dearie me, whatever shall be. Oh, you're welcome, as I make a note to message Kitty that Foxy needs hounding. Oh, yes, I am writing this down, and there's a chance I will remember it. Foxy about more story. Yes, I know. Well, see, I get my houndings, okay? That's why I have beta readers. And that's why Hates and Hellfire 2 is just so very long. And you are welcome, Foxy. Rest assured. I never hound anyone about projects. I am a gentle breeze in a world of hurricanes. I would never push or nudge or cajole or ounce someone along towards anything. I am innocent. Foxy says, I can write the second part up if I am not too tired this afternoon. All right. You heard her, Thesis. If you want her to write her story, that's a delay in, shall we say, afternoon delight. Save your skyrockets for after dark. And people you don't need to save for after dark, although maybe you should. In that good of an intro, and it doesn't run.
From author Brian K. Morris comes a tale of irreverent holiday horror, told with much inappropriate humor. Dr. Victor Frankenstein creates the spirit of giving himself. Ho, ho, ho! Santastein, or the post-holiday Prometheus. Available at Amazon.com. Get your copy today.
I want you all to realize how much self-control it takes for me not to butt in every time I hear the ho, ho, ho. Because I really want to say, Green Giant. Anyway. Oh, not the green room, LOL. And on a serious note, something Nick said made me trigger to be more disciplined in doing my PT. I admit I've been half butting them lately. Oh, and, well, I am sorry if something I said triggered anything negative, but I am hoping that you taking the time to work through your PT helps. I know PT is boring. I know PT is painful. I know. Wow. I'm not going to say what I know on that one because a very specific Nickism nearly came out, and it is not appropriate for this program. But I will also tell you consistently my physical therapists, my occupational therapists, and my doctor have been shocked at my progress. And it really boils down to the fact that I actually do my PT, and so few people do. You have to decide the great, and I'll take a second on this one. I am pulling from probably not the most academic of films, but the phrase that you have to keep in measure is the juice worth the squeeze? And I actually was talking to my gamers who want to learn to sword fight. And I realized some of them are as far as, 5 years out from that. And I explained to them that I am aware of that. And that 5 years, I'll be 50. Now, some of you older folks want to harangue me about that, but that's not being a spring chicken, you know. And I am already considered something of an old man in a dangerous profession. But every day I do my drills so that I'll be able, hopefully, to keep teaching people to sword fight, and so that I stay out of the wheelchair. And a big part of it is for that set of kids. I want them to be able to learn when they're old enough and they need it. Because Western martial arts have given me so much that I'm obligated to try to give back. So, yeah, do your drills, do your PT. I know it takes a long time. It takes me a minimum of an hour to get through mine. I mean, if I'm really hopping, I can get it done in about an hour. But I've worked very, very hard that I am now at a place where instead of getting in shape to get in shape, I'm trying to now get into shape. And it's a slow and difficult journey, but it's worth it. Let's see. That happens. Sometimes we get bored of doing the same things day after day after day. Hey, can you hound her to train more too? Whether with me or on her own? Training is always a good idea, especially with current events. Anything you can do to make yourself stronger, more physically and mentally clear, work on your acuity. It's just good survivability. So, yes, I will hound Foxy to train more. Just have to make sure we're finding a system that she's comfortable in training in. Am I weird that I enjoy doing my physical therapy? Or actually, am I weird? You're not weird. You also had a lot pushing you towards it, and you're still fairly new to consistent physical therapy. Do you still do it? Do you still do physical therapy for your hips? I enjoy it when it doesn't hurt too badly. Of course, I had, shall we say, motivations, obviously. I do mine a little at a time throughout the day so as not to overdo it at once. I've started doing a combination where I spread it out and then I still do the full set because I am not at a place of plateaued maintenance. And my phone just went nuts. I'm sorry, Foxy. I've been angry with healthcare and have a chip on my shoulder. I need to realize to flip them the bird, and take care of me. Yep, don't do it daily anymore, but probably a couple times a week. Okay. That's about it. How I look at it too, Dawn. I've had good and I've had bad doctors. I currently have the best set of medical care providers I've ever had. And, I'm going to end the program reiterating and kind of expounding a bit on something, and then I'll run the ads and wrap this up. I don't think anybody realizes, and as silly as it sounds, how unsettling it was for me to realize that Trey was genuinely concerned about me when I mentioned me doing my exercises. I've got 20 years knowing Trey. It's one of the best people I've ever known. She and Joey are amazing. but it still shocks me, literally to my core, when I realize someone is genuinely concerned about something involving my welfare without it being a self-serving, profit-based motive. Uh, I've dealt with so many manipulative, uh, cruel people that basic kindness still shocks me. Uh, it's in the realm of my kryptonite. I'm not accustomed to it. But Carl over here says nobody will take care of you as well as yourself. And one thing, until very recently, I didn't have a lot of people who would uh, actively put my issues like that as a level of concern. So it still gets me. And that's on the list of part of the time what I'm doing is trying to be the person I wish I knew back then for others. But it always surprises me when I meet people that I wish I knew back then for me. And within the confines of this chat and the screens are some truly amazing people. Uh, find those people in your world, because you can't imagine the difference. I've done a lot of things with very little support over the years. And while I am still fully capable of falling back and doing a lot of things without a lot of support, not just admitting pride wise that I need assistance with some of this, but admitting pride, how do I want to put it? Esteem wise, that I am permitted to have assistance at points, that I'm allowed to accept, positively given help, still absolutely blows my mind. It's one of those things I'm working on. And I know a lot of you guys are too. I'm watching the chat kind of go through. Don't let the people you genuinely care about ever get to the place where my mind is most of the time. The kindnesses you do that may seem trivial, that may seem simply good manners, can be life altering to people who've gone too long, too hard without support. And we live in a world where, especially if you work with folks like kids, teenagers, you work with the special needs folks long enough, you'll find that there is a point, and if you work with cog normal folks, that people will take whatever you give and more. And there are a lot of people in this world who will take all you have and then ask for more till you have nothing left, and then begrudge the fact that you either have literally run out of whatever. But don't ever get to the point where that becomes your norm. Okay? Don't ever let that become the kind of anger or the kind of frustration or the kind of just pain that giving till you have nothing left as a reflex becomes how, a regular marker for your day. You're allowed to do better than that. You're allowed to have better than that. And I don't know if anybody's bothered to tell you that. So I'm going to. You're allowed to have the full spread of emotions. And if people can't process that, and you have taken stock in your well within reasonable standards, you need to find new people. And one great thing about this chat, the great thing about at least most of the folks on NDCD, because I don't know everyone, but most of the folks on NDCD those are great people. And there are exceptions, of course, there always going to be. But when you find those good people, don't take them for granted either. Because while they do exist, they are rare. And they deserve to be prized. So take care of the good one, folks. And with that, I think I need to run some ads.
Welcome, welcome, bunnies. It's Robin Yoda. My Twitch stream has changed. I'm playing Saturdays and Sundays at 2 p.m. If there's any schedule change, I'll let you know by posting on X, Blue Sky, and sometimes Facebook. You can follow all my socials, Robin Yoda the Lilac Bunny, and sign up for my YouTube channel. It's also Robin Yoda the Lilac Bunny, where I repost all of my streams. So come join me over on Twitch at twitch.tv/Robin Yoda for some awesome streams. And once again, thanks for watching.
And we need, hi, Chris. I saw Chris Walker came in.
Hi, I'm Auntie Foxy, and I'm a crafting addict. I make custom jewelry from recycled materials, and Foxy has wares if you have coin. You can find me at ndcd.org/about-auntie-foxy. I hope to see you there.
All right, folks. I have one more that I have to run, or else it's not me. And then we'll wrap up. So I'm getting to that point where I have enough ads. I have to scroll a bit to remember what's where. That's a good thing. That means you guys are doing your jobs.
Hi, this is Kat. During the school year, I'm Mrs. Rothermel, but otherwise, I'm Rock and Roll Art Goddess, writing about my past and filming the present. I need you to join my Rock and Roll Art army and to check out my merch on Zazzle.com. What started out as journal therapy is now 4 books, I see, and an Instagram account to blow off steam, becoming a book, with another to do the same. A short film for a friend. No, this is not the end. Peace, love, and let me art.
Yeah, folks, we're all about making sure that you guys get to art. You get to broadcast what you love. You get to create and make the world a better place. So, guys, keep writing, keep drawing, keep creating, because as long as you do, you can edit it, you can improve it, but you can't edit a blank page. I love you, and you should too. And with that, I think I'm going to say, oh, you know what? I'm going to let this promotion come through. Chris Walker's headed down to Huntsville Comic and Pop Expo to promote HoloCon. If any of you are happy to be in the Huntsville area this weekend, come by and say hi. And, with that little bit of community service, I'm going to say toodles.